What's up, everybody? It's good to be back. Mark Spencer is in the house again, folks. A day before UFC 152 in the beautiful confines of Air Canada in Toronto, Canada. That one should be absolutely phenomenal. I mean, I've seen a lot of good fights over the years, but I think if John Jones puts on a good show, he might be forgived for what he did for UFC 151 being canceled. John Jones, in life, you need to step it up. And I think he didn't step it up there. And this is my look at the UFC 152 preview. The one and only Mark Spencer is here to do this show, folks. No Greg Campos, no analyst, no Carmen Amarelli, nobody. Just me, the one and only. And folks, it's been a while, man. It's been actually a pretty good summer. I mean, the weather has been phenomenal. Right now it's cloudy. It looks like the rain's coming back. We got an NHL lockout. Really sucks. So that's why you haven't seen too many NHL reviews or today's or whatever. But today it's about the UFC. I mean, the UFC's come a long, long way from back in 1993 when it debuted, when the Gracie family brought it to America, North America. And it's become big ever since. It's been always special. It's good to see they have some big UFCs out in Brazil. They have one, I think UFC 153 is going to be in Brazil. They got one in China for the first time. They had one in Japan recently. So it looks like UFC's going around the world. Sweden recently, they did a show. UFC's come a long, long way, man. I can remember the good old days. A young Vitor Belfort, when he won the tournament, it was amazing. He beat up everybody and became the light heavyweight champion of the UFC. He beat Randy Couture. I guess it was a cut. I was listening to Nate Corey yesterday on MMA Live since Uncensored. It was pretty cool. But, the UFC, as far as I'm concerned, folks, it's been good. I've really enjoyed the UFC over the last few years. And, there's a lot of crazy things going on around the world, but you know what? It's, the UFC brings it into perspective. There's a lot more important things in this world than just watching sports, and all these other events are going on. You got wars, you got people starving. It's a lot of stuff. But at least with the UFC, especially me, I'm a fan of all sports. I love hockey, I love basketball, I love baseball, I love football, I love soccer. I love every sport in the world. I'm always positive. I just love to watch something. As a competitor, I still play sports. I still play basketball. I retired from playing baseball years ago, but I play once in a while just for fun, just throw a ball here and there. But nowadays I just play basketball and hockey and just try to stay in shape. Go to the gym, use the treadmill, run around the track type thing. I mean, that's what these guys in mixed martial arts do. They train all the time, almost 5 to 4 times a week. Especially before a fight, I think they train for about 3 or 6, sometimes 6 weeks before the fight happens. And I mean, it's not easy, but they try their best. They put in a full schedule of training regiments, and it is what it is. I mean, UFC for me is it is what it is. The UFC's come a long way, and to its fans around the world, North America, the rest of the world, Europe. Uh, it's gotten big. It's gotten really, really big, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. I think when we look at the fights on this card, Bisping versus Brian Stann, I think the count's going to meet his match. I think Brian Stann, the former military veteran, this guy, he fights with some intensity. I saw the press conference yesterday, and when I looked in both their eyes, you saw one guy who's ready to go at it. You saw another guy who wants to become a champion again, or someday. You look at Bisping; he hasn't been a champion yet, and I think that's one thing in his career that he needs to become. He was awesome in the Ultimate Fighter when we first saw him, but Michael, he needs to become a champion, and I feel for him to be that champion, he needs to show up Saturday night. He needs to get off to a good start and just put the pressure on Stan, go nuts, whatever it takes, be a brawler. That's the thing about the Brits. They're all brawlers. So Bisping's no different. And he needs to bring the fight to stand. And when I look at the little weights, well, the flyweights, the first ever flyweight title, when I look at the two little guys and Demetrius Johnson and Benavidez, Joseph Benavidez, when I look at these two guys, you see heart, you see determination, you see two guys that are gonna put on an amazing show for the fans. As a fan, as someone who loves this amazing sport, it's really become a catch-on sport, like boxing. When I was a kid growing up, watching Tyson and Lewis and all those others, George Foreman. But nowadays, the kids nowadays, they get to watch the UFC. I mean, it's a fast-growing sport, a lot of new characters, a lot of new young stars like Benavidez and Demetrius Johnson. I mean, you have two guys here that have overcome a lot of obstacles. They used to fight in rec. They were awesome, had great records. They come close, especially Benavidez becoming a champion, losing to Dominic Cruz not once but two times. But the guy is a winner in heart. And I feel Demetrius Johnson will make it close. But I think Benavidez' experience and his passion to win might be more than enough for him to win this via knockout fourth round over Demetrius Johnson. It's going to be a great fight, and I think Benavidez is going to be the new flyweight champion. First time in UFC history. And then I go to the title fight. Well, you got Vitor Belfort against the champ, John Bones Jones. There's been a lot of controversy over John Bones Jones, but the one thing you must understand here, Bones Jones is by fighting with adversity. He has a new legacy. I guess he wants to be the best fighter ever in the UFC. I guess in the light heavyweight division. Pound for pound, he's probably the best fighter in the world. He's up there with the GSP. He's better than GSP, better than Anderson Silva. That's what they all say. He's younger than all of them, so I guess that's what they say. Maybe he is. So when we look at this fight, you got two guys here that want to win. And the phenom, Vitor Belfort, he's fought them all. He hasn't beat them all, but he's fought them all. And I think the old line might pull this out. My prediction for this fight, Vitor Belfort, first round knockout within the first 55 seconds of this match. It's going to be explosive. It's going to be madness. People are going to go crazy. But in the end, one thing you got to understand, it's all about timing. It's all about belief. And I think in the end, it's all about what you can do to become a champion. That's all I got to say for UFC 152. Oh, yeah, and the count and Brian Stan. I'm actually going to go with Brian Stan. I think Brian Stan will submit Michael Bisping. It's going to be a brawl, but it's going to be a good fight. For the fans in Ontario, Toronto, Canada, universe, whatever they want to call it. It's not really a universe anymore. It's a losing city, but don't worry. Someday, it'll become a winning city again. But as far as I'm concerned, the fans down there deserve to watch a good show. This whole card looks like it's going to be dynamite. Order this baby on pay-per-view. Come Saturday, you're going to enjoy every single minute of it. And that's all I got to say, folks. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.